Now we have, last but not least, a live presentation by Andrei Dakovsky and Don Grierson from YOUNK.
Would you be surprised if I told you that up to 70% of the world's music market was owned by 3 companies? They decide which songs are played on the radio and top music charts. Global market earnings are also divided between them. Now, imagine you have a time machine and you're able to change anything you want about the past. Just like that. Buy Bitcoin when the price was just $1, or support Nirvana's talent. Easy. You'd be making decent money right up until today. Remember this article? This was an early mention of the band Nirvana back in the 90s. If I had a chance to contribute just $100, my income today would have been more than $1 million. Boom! Now, it's possible. YOUNK is your access to the $17 billion music industry. You discover, support, and co-own hits to share the success. All you need to do is choose your favorite songs. Congrats! Now, you're a hit hunter. Production and distribution of the track relies on the platform's music industry experts. Then, the revenues multiply and return to your wallet. I'm definitely in. Are you?
One important thing to mention, it's not Dom, it's Lisa, our Vice President for Social Impact. And yes, I'm Andrei. So I've been running a label for more than 10 years here in Ukraine. It's affiliate of Universal Music. So I know the system from the inside. And I loved my job. But I have to admit, this system, which has not changed since 50s, internet birth has not affected how labels operate. This system has its limitations. I couldn't help many artists whom I thought were talented artists during my executive career. I couldn't help even my teenage son, who made a demo album of electronic music, proudly brought it to my label, and a person responsible for new talents, discovering new talents, gave him a very negative response on his first work. So I thought I should be professional, I should not intrude in this situation, and my son respected my job, my position, so he gave up. He didn't come back to music anymore. And how I wish I could have changed it, rewind, get back in time and take a different decision. Artist's talent, artist's career, artist's future cannot depend on few people, on labels, bureaucracy. We try to modernize a music industry, and we do it with help of community. So we are a combination of what we had before with experts, specialists, professionals, and community. We open doors for community. YOUNK is universe where community can choose potential hit, vote for it, financially support, and own future hit, future creative product. Welcome to YOUNK Universe.
Well, my story is a little bit different. I come from the family of musicians, and since my childhood, I've been observing a lot of challenges in music life. So I decided to choose another road, political science, but for one special reason, to learn how to make a change in the society with music. My background is in policies, communications, and cultural diplomacy. And last year, I graduated from University of Oxford, and I worked for British government, again on policy level. I worked on policy recommendation how to improve access opportunities to music education in the UK. I believe in music as a tool for social change. And this is the reason why I'm here today. Because YOUNK represents this idea. YOUNK gives artists an opportunity to get support and make a real difference with their music in the world. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to our strategic partner and co-founder of YOUNK, a music producer and guru, a man who gave to the world such names as Celine Dion, Tina Turner, Joe Cocker, Don Grierson.
Meet a music business legend. A man who discovered Celine Dion. A man who influenced modern music history. The Beatles, Tina Turner, Duran Duran, Joe Cocker and more. The only man who received the Golden Apple from the Beatles. A voting member of the Grammys. Meet the world's first young hit hunter, Don Grierson.
Thank you. Some of that is true. You've heard about fake news? No. Most of that is true. I have spent my life, basically, in the music business. I am not a musician, but I am a fan, as I think most of you are, in your own way. Everybody has a place in their heart and their soul for music. It will never go away, and that is a fact. How we deliver it to the public, how we define talent, how we use technology will change, no doubt. And it is time for change. Before we just mention how YOUNK will be part of that change, let me just say a couple of things about our history. Back before the internet changed everything, and this is certainly the forum for that kind of word, we were a very progressive music industry, and we were a $30 billion business on a worldwide basis. The internet came in, and as you well know, it changed everything. Illegal downloading, streaming is now the end of that area. We went from a $30 billion business down to a $15 billion worldwide business. We had 6 major labels, groups at that time. We have 3, Universal, Sony, and Warner Brothers. What's happening now is positive. The music is making a turn, primarily because of streaming. Once streaming became part of many people's lives, whether they pay for it or not, which is an ongoing question, our business has turned. Last year, 2017, the industry turned out to made $17.3 billion. Just recently, a major New York Wall Street bank did an analysis on our business. And they came back and said by the time 2030, the music industry will be a $41 billion business. Now, if they're right, that's an exceptional growth. Even if it's half of that, it would still be great. But we are still in the traditional basis. 3 major labels control most of the market. They sign artists, they promote them, record them, promote them, sometimes, not always. Being on a label doesn't mean you get promotion. So what has helped along the way is that because most artists cannot get signed to labels, or some do not want to be, they can use social media, they can be DIY, they can do it themselves. That's risky, it's expensive, can be, and it's no guarantee. So what we've now created here with YOUNK is that people can participate from any part of the world, putting their music online, and the community will make a decision about that music. Is it good? Maybe, maybe not. One thing that has never been the case in the music industry, the public have never had a choice in what artist will be signed. Yes, they're involved once music is released, They can then say, I like it, I don't like it, I'll go to their concerts, whatever. But they've never had a creative position. People like myself have been given that responsibility. Good, bad, or indifferent. We are the people that have been making those decisions. Now, for the first time, not losing any of that, the public are going to have a chance to make their vote. And if they vote, we will then extend that potential and credibility into the mainstream marketplace. So what we are doing is mixing the old and the new through blockchain technology, etc. I am not the expert on anything blockchain, but I'm amazed by coming here from the US, first time to here, thank you, and seeing people like yourself and hearing a lot, how technology is changing our life, even more so than I ever assumed. So, YOUNK is part of the future. Music, fortunately, will never be gone. The human soul loves music. We all have our choices, we all have our ideas of what good music is and isn't, but music is part of our life. Just a moment ago, you heard a gentleman up here make a speech, he had music behind him. You go to a restaurant, there's music. Music is part of us. It's not going to change. We are now in the position to give it a stronger boost, have the public be involved, and be creative with us as an industry. Thank you.